back. The holy month of Ramadan, a month of spirituality, a month of piety, a month when man seeks to be the best he can. It's a time for community service, a time for serving God and serving the people as well. And that brings us to talking about the importance of community service and giving into the society. And I'm happy to have with me Dr. Ahmed Salah Rifky, and he's the founder of Social System Engineering. Good afternoon and welcome with us.
Good afternoon, thank you.
Sir, every year people promise that next Ramadan I'm going to be different. Next Ramadan I'm going to make more effort, I'm going to change. But maybe their promises are not totally fulfilled. So how should we make Ramadan different? It's not only focusing on praying and fasting, but what about the charities in Ramadan? Give us some advices.
Actually, when we talk about the steps that we return back and we can see all when we start again, it's happened for each individual. It happened two times. The first time in his birthday, he think about the previous year, what's happening and what he's going to plan for the next year. And also Ramadan as well, because Ramadan is gathering all the family together. So they don't think about himself, he's think about the society, about what as a family, what we are going to do. So that's why Ramadan, it's the gathering, and we are not thinking about ourselves. No, we are thinking about the community themselves. Usually the planning which we are missing, it's we have a lot of expectations, and usually managing the expectations we are not that good in it, and putting all this expectation into plans that we work together, it's another problem. Ramadan, it's an holy month, and even like other holidays, it's gathering the family together, because before usually the individuals are living by themselves. They work, they go, and they think about themselves. But they gather in a gathering, a family gathering, and they think about what they happen as a family and what we are going to do. Let's help ourselves as a family. And if we are going to help, and the family is good, so let's start and help the communities around it. Let's think about our neighbors. Either they eating like us now, or they have a problem, so on. So the spirit of the community service is starting from here. Like, I'm not an individual, I'm starting to serve myself and starting to serve my family. And then after we serve our family, let's start to serve the neighborhood around. And later on, let's serve the community and the people in need. So the spirit, it's working like this, and it's working.
Now, what about the culture of volunteering itself? I understand it's sort of starting to pick up and become more popular in Egypt, but how can we enhance that?
Actually, the participation of the person into the community. Usually, he get paid when he go to work. He get in return, he get money, so he get involved in the community. When we talk about volunteering, it's not only you can volunteer by either your money, either your time, either your efforts, and either your goodwill. So all those fours are volunteering. So when it's coming into the holy months, or the time of the prayers and the time of getting close to the God, we always remember that our God in all the religion are asking us to enhance the human life, and to better build the earth. So sometimes we're not going to think about our selfishness. We are going to think about helping others. So that's the time of the volunteering, that I'm going to give from my time and from my effort and from my money for helping others, and not only for myself. All the religions and all the community service are promoting this service. And the highest service is the volunteering, that I'm doing this for nothing. I'm not doing this not for to get political achievement, or to get a religion achievement. I'm doing this for the other, for the human being. I don't want any return. So this is the highest volunteering that I can say that I am really volunteer. So I'm not expecting any return. I'm just doing to serve another human.
Okay. Of course, people during the Ramadan, they gather, they visit each other, the families are reunited and they eat together, they talk, and they spend most of the time together. But didn't you realize that technology is invading these visits, these conversations and everything? People sit together and everyone on his mobile phone, on his tab, as if he's in another world. So what happened to the gatherings and communities nowadays?
Yes, actually, we can see that always the people are attacking the social media and attacking the mobile and attacking the computer and the laptop. But I remember when I was a kid or when small, it was the newspapers. Instead, people are start to disconnect it with the family and open the newspaper, or either they open a book, or either they study. So the point that they get an interest and they get to work, the good things that they are together and they start to get communicated with their the same based on the topics or the interest, like reading the book, for example. If someone is using his mobile phone or his tablet and he start to communicate, and another person he's reading a newspaper, we are taking the new generation who's using the tablet or whatever, and we forget the person that is using the newspaper or he reading the magazine or whatever. So it's a new era, and it's a new technology, and it's new tools. The point that we are gathering together in the same places, because we cannot do, we have some manners, for example, like it's time to eat, so we all eat together. So now we stop the newspaper, we stop the iPhones, we stop everything, and we eat. Let's see a movie together. So when we see the movie together, so this is the discipline. But we are sitting in the same area. Each one is doing whatever he wants. The point that there is a good point, there are bad points. The bad point of the social media and the internet and the new technology is that they get the people disconnected from their habits and attitude or the community, because they're connected with the globalization, and they start to forget their roots. So they start to, if he want any information, he not ask it anymore for his father, or his father is going to the internet and he start to dig it. And the problem is that the majority of the internet information are not created, or there is a lot of lies inside. So step by step, the new generation is gets disconnected from the community and disconnected from the family, and as well the trust is minimizing between him and the parents, because when they ask questions, the parents, they don't answer, or they give him a wrong answer or whatever. And when he check on the internet, either he finds the right, so the trust is getting decreased. So he's not depending anymore on the parent. Not previously, you can find the kids, they're going to their parents and they start to ask him, Papa, I want to know this, or Mother, I want to know this. After a while, because the parents are pushing them away, they start to get a source of information. Either the source is right or wrong, they start to get it. And usually, this is the main reason that the new generation are running to the new mobile and the, because they're not feeling welcome into the family, because the family, when they start to talk and the new generation start to interact, they tell you, no, this is for grown up, you are not allowed to talk. So he's getting drawbacks, and he start to find a new way that he's welcoming in, and he can find the solution on. And when the parents wants to get them involved again, so they're not welcome, because they get rejected previously. So it's very important to welcome the child and to get them into the interaction with the family and the feeling that they belong to the family and their voice are counted, even they're very young. And also we welcome them as well to open to the world and to understand. But first, before opening up to the world, they have to have their course, their belongings. They know what is the basics of the communication when they start talking abroad.
I'd like to divert a bit from community service to your own theory. And one of the concepts in it is the balance, the personal balance. And that's definitely important during the holy months of Ramadan, where we're seeking inner peace. And to be able to achieve that inner peace, definitely you need your personal balance as well. So would you tell us more about this theory and means of establishing personal balance?
The inner peace is very important. We have two ways to reach peace, either external or either internal. The hardest is the internal. The easiest is the external, to have peace in the community, to have peace between the different diversity. But to have peace internally, it's hard because there is a lot of challenges between the reality and the imagination, and the perception and the dreams that I want to achieve, and the reality obstacles that I cannot achieve. Returning back to the balance is to find the path. Each one has the message. He's got created because, or God created us. We have a message to do. Usually we spend all our life searching for what our purpose, why we are created, and what is our messages. But once we reach the message, we find this is our message. It's our peace. Always the message is doing good. It's doing good to others. One of the things that we are talking about, inner peace, is the happiness of the person is coming from the happiness of the other. So if I make the other happy, somehow it's coming to make me happy. So always the inner peace, the main gate of it is doing good and not expecting anything in return. There is a lot of things that has to between the imagination and the religions and the reality, and it's very important to make a balance between all of this. It's not only praying, it's not only doing the religious thing, no, on the ground, what we are doing for the good, what we are going to enhance the earth. So this is the point that at the end of the day, if we each one received his message and understand it, he's going to have the inner peace that he's seeking for.
Okay, sir, talking again about Ramadan and the habits of the Ramadan. When this holy month starts, the Egyptians have a very strange habit. They start to think of food. And they go to the stores and they empty all the stores and they store the food. They consume amounts of food. So why is that?
When we're talking about individuals in Ramadan. It's the same habits of the individuals that we are doing. It's the community is doing it. For example, that I'm going to prepare for myself. I'm going to prepare a very good iftar, and I'm going to consume one plate at the end of the day. So the same, like our human being, he's getting afraid. We're talking as human being, as a body, he start to put and store all the foods in place and store all the food even more than its need. And when it's come to the time of the breakfast or the iftar, it's coming to consume a little bit. So the same, it's the community himself, because the body is going to be starving for a while, so he start to gather and to put. There is other nations that is doing iftar. It's one of we're talking about the West, for example, Maghrib, and they're doing some good habits. They break the iftar with small sweets and with harira, for example, with the soup, and then they start to communicate and they start to sit together, and after a while they start to eat. So they divide the meal for
so
different.
that they can, first of all, it's healthier. They can digest. Sometimes you can go and you pray the Maghrib prayer and then come back, and still they can enjoy being sociable and having a good meal.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed Salah Rifky, the founder of the Social System Engineering. Thank you very much for this interview. And
Thank you so
Ramadan
much.
Kareem. Happy Ramadan to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And now we're moving to a quick break, so please stay tuned.